Concerning Jesus being called the Son of God and the scriptures that you went through this evening, tons of sons. In Mark chapter 14 and verse 60, and I appreciate you knowing our scripture, verse 60 and following, that's Jesus standing before the council in his judgment. They asked him if he was the Son of God, and he said, "You say that I am." And then they asked him further, and he says, in essence, in his language, "Yes, I am." Then the high priest began to tear his clothing and accuse him of blasphemy and say, "What further witness do we need?" So didn't he take his claim at that point to be the Son of God as something more than just saying, "I'm one like everybody else," because of the reaction of the high priest?
If you remember that trial, that midnight trial you're referring to, before the trial, the chairman of the Sanhedrin, he had already passed a verdict. And the verdict was, it is expedient that one man die for the nation. So they were intent by hook or by crook to do away with the man. Because this man was a danger. You see, just about 24 hours before he had marched on to Jerusalem, he had upset the money changers' tables. He had whipped the people in the temple. Now, this young man, if things go out of hand, there will be a danger. So he said, it is expedient, not it is right or wrong, it is good or bad. It is expedient that this one man should be put away. So they had that midnight trial. And you read the trial. They brought false witnesses against him, one after another, and they couldn't tell in the evidence, if you remember. They couldn't tell in the evidence. So Jesus sees the farce that this trial was. So he says, I spake openly to the world. I ever taught in the temple and in the synagogue, whither the Jews always gather, and in secret have I said nothing. In other words, I would never say anything in secret which I was not prepared to say in public. No secret doctrines with him. So you can bring hundreds of witnesses to testify. Why is it that you are getting false witnesses and even false witnesses can't tally? Now, the argument he put forth was so potent. They had no witnesses. So the officer standing by slapped him in the face to shut him up, the third degree. You remember? So Jesus says, if I have spoken evil, bear witness of the evil. But if well, why smitest thou me? What are you hitting me for? Right. So you can see from the word go, the whole thing is a farce. Hook or by crook, they want to condemn the man. An innocent expression like Son of God. Look, Jesus is telling you in John chapter 10, is it not written in your law, I said ye are gods? Look, this is Son of God. I said he's got them by the tens. But people are called gods, and you in your language, you're not finding fault with that. In other words, look, this is the genius of our language. When we talk like that, we don't mean literally. You see? So now, since they were looking for trouble, he said, art thou the Son of God? Means a righteous man. You remember on the cross when he cried out? The centurion, what did he say? He said, here is the Son of God. The other gospel writer says, what did he say? He said, this is the Son of God. The other one says that this is a righteous man. So righteous man and Son of God are used synonymously by two writers of the New Testament. The same expression, one says he is the Son of God, and this same man is supposed to have said he is a righteous man. So in other words, are you a righteous person? All the Jews, the rightful people, the prophets are called gods, and the sons of God, ye are gods, and all of you are the children of the Most High. In that sense, he says, I am. But now, since the guy was looking for trouble, he said, what proof do we need more? Because there was no way of convicting him any other way. So he starts performing. But you note what he did. As soon as the same people go to Pilate, they change the charge. Art thou the Christ, the Son of the living God? He said, I am. Art thou the Christ? He is the Christ. Son means the righteous person of the living God. He says, yes. But the same expression Christ, when they told Pilate, he says he's claiming to be Christ a king. Here they said he's claiming Christ a God. So you can see on the very face of it that this is hook or by crook. They want to do away with the man because they didn't like him. This is